What is good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Ovatyme Sports Show. You hear the seagulls playing in the background, so you know what time it is. It is once again time for Ovatyme Sports with your boy Big Sin and Hollywood J Black. Good morning, Hollywood.
Good morning, sir. It's a beautiful day here in Orlando, Florida. I don't know what happened. No, there's everybody. Good morning, Mr. David. It is lit. We've had a beautiful weekend this weekend in the NFL, NBA, NHL was lit. I'm just going to focus on what happened yesterday. It was Saturday and yesterday in the NFL. It was lit. It was super lit, bro. So without further ado, let's talk about it.
All right. So we had 4 playoff games yesterday.
Start with Saturday.
Over the weekend. My bad. 4 playoff games over the weekend. We'll start with Saturday's debacle. And I just want to say, ha, 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 Kansas City.
So I got to put the overlay on there because there's really only one thing to say about what happened on Saturday, because Saturday was a hell of a day. What the fuck?
Well, I added, if you see, laughing my ass off at the Chiefs.
Stu, I'm laughing my ass off at not only the Chiefs, but I'm laughing my ass off at the Rams, bro.
I'm not laughing at the Rams. We all knew what was going to happen there. We just didn't call it right.
No, we called it right. Todd Gurley was a monster.
Yeah, he dropped like 5 passes, though. That's what killed him.
He's a running back. He's not supposed to catch passes. Oh, that's what my coach
said. He only dropped 1 all season.
Well, Jared Goff shouldn't be throwing too hard. Anyways.
So you know what happened? The Rams and the Chiefs wrapped their own hands around their throats and said, let's try some autoerotic defixication with the playoffs.
What's that?
They both blew their loads, but the Rams didn't get a chance to blow their load against the Falcons. They died first.
Yeah, they just died, bro.
Let's talk about the Chiefs-Titans game real quick. If I were to sit here and tell you that the game was won from a 6-yard touchdown pass from Mariota to Mariota, what the hell would you say?
I would have been like, "What the fuck, bro?" Hey, let's. I'm gonna talk about this for a second because I'm really feeling this. So they were down 21-3, 21-3, no hope at all. This was Travis Kelce was having the game of his career. Alex Smith was.
Then he went to sleep.
Yeah, well, yeah, he got put to sleep. He got hit with that GTS. You know what I'm saying? Everything was going great for the Kansas City Chiefs in great Kansas City fashion. The defense was holding their own. This is what we predicted. Me and Big Sin, we predicted this. And then, yeah.
And then the Kansas City Chiefs channeled their inner Atlanta Falcon.
Yes, let's blow that 21-3 lead. Let me tell you something. If you're going to blow a lead, make sure the other team doesn't have 3 points on the board. Make sure they're shut the fuck out.
Well, in this case, if that was the scenario, the Kansas City Chiefs would have won.
Yeah, I know. I mean, bro, because if they had no points on the board, I think we would have been fine. But let's talk about why they lost, because there's a simple answer to why they're lost, and it's 2 words. Andy Reid. Andy Reid fucked this game up for everyone. He fucked it up for his offense. He fucked it up for his defense. He fucked it up for his special teams. Yeah, I'm saying fuck. 9 o'clock in the morning. You goddamn right, because Andy Reid fucked this game up. And I'm going to tell you why. It's 21-3. You have the 2 best running backs, ball control running backs in the NFL, right? This is what I know about the Kansas City Chiefs, because I'm going to look at the box score. They have your boy Kareem Hunt. And then they have the other boy that we've always talked about, the one dude that was there, like they have Tyreek. Well, actually, no, they didn't even run the other running back. Let's just start there. Sharkandrick West, which was their 2 best ball control running backs. They have Thunder and Lightning. Kareem Hunt only had 11 carries for 42 yards and averaged 3.8 yards a carry. That means that every time you touch the ball 3 times, he got a first down. why in the hell are you not running the ball with Kareem Hunt in the third quarter? Andy Reid trying to prove a point that his pass first West Coast offense is superior in the AFC West, which it is, but that's not how you play playoff football. Bill Walsh knew that if he was going to win in the playoffs, he needed to run Roger Craig and Tom Rathman when he had a lead, and that's what he did. Hell, old Andy Reid, from when he had the fucking Eagles, when he had Donovan McNabb, he still knew when to run his two running backs. What the fuck is Andy Reid doing? That's the question I have for you, Sam.
Andy Reid is trying to keep his job by keeping Alex Smith not having one.
Exactly. And I think, I mean, remember how we talk about coaches that haven't done shit? That have been to the playoffs that haven't done shit, i.e. Marvin Lewis. I think we need to put Andy Reid at this moment in time right now.
At least Andy Reid has won playoff games and taken a team to the Super Bowl.
But when was that?
Like Marvin Lewis, who keeps getting his team good enough, but never over the hump.
But when was the last time the Eagles went to the Super Bowl?
2006 against the Patriots.
All right, so we're talking about 11 years ago. Marvin Lewis, Andy Reid has had a job in this league as the main man for the Eagles and as the Chiefs forever, right? This has been a long time. At some point, the same way that we scrutinize Marvin Lewis for doing his bullshit, because no, I'm being real. The same way that we scrutinize Marvin Lewis for doing his bullshit is the same way that we need to scrutinize Andy Reid for his bullshit, because he hasn't had ever since. Has he had a close to the success that he had in 2006? No, he hasn't.
And then you can also blame the Chiefs franchise because they haven't. This is the first time that they haven't won a home playoff game in like forever. Not since Montana was their quarterback.
Exactly. Even dude, I think Trent Brown and Priest Holmes, that combination. Remember that Andy Reid was the coach for that. Dick Vermeil was. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but they didn't win a playoff game. They got to the playoffs, but they lost at home.
Well, even still, at least they only gave Dick Vermeil.
It's not Trent Brown. You picked the wrong color. It's Trent Green.
Trent Green, whatever. Anyways, they only gave the man. They gave Dick Vermeil 4 years, right? And all 4 years that he took him to the playoffs, 3 out of those 4 years, and they didn't win a playoff game at home. What's up with Andy Reid? Why Why isn't he not held to the same standard? And I'll be dead honest. Alex Smith had an Alex Smith game. He was also sacked 4 times. His QBR was 45.2, but his actual quarterback rating was 116. Alex Smith had an Alex Smith game, 24 for 33, 264, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. That's about as Alex Smith as you're going to get.
All right, so let's just put the Chiefs where they belong, on the hospital bed with Mr. Travis Kelce, waking up saying, let's celebrate our win, but they're not celebrating shit. Hey. Let's give a shining moment to Mr. Marcus Mariota, his first time in the playoffs, making a memorable moment, catching that pass, and then diving into the end zone for the game-winning touchdown.
Well, yeah, because in all honesty, sir, that was the moment that changed the entire game. That was the moment that when I saw that on replay, because I didn't see it live, I saw the replay of it right after it happened. I said to myself, fuck, the Titans are going to win this game. When you're in cruise control doing 60 and you've already passed the person, that you were racing before, but you decide to hit cruise control and do 60 and run the rest of the race that way, guess what, buddy? You're not going to win if the other person is doing 100. Eventually, they're going to catch up to you. And that's exactly what the hell happened down in Kansas City. They got caught up. And by the time they thought it was too late, it was a wrap. I mean, dude, you can't ask for no more. Their defense, they grabbed the fumble. They stripped Derrick Henry like 3 or 4 different times. Only one of them counted, though. They put too much pressure on the defense. I mean, and they didn't even run the same type of offense. You know what it reminded me of? You know what it reminded me of?
What's that?
Remember when, and I know my Niners fans, if you're watching this is going to sound horrible because it's going to bring back some feelings that you didn't want to feel for a long ass time. But remember when the Niners played the Giants and it was the overtime, right? They were tied up in overtime. Alex Smith, they had Alex Smith do these short plays. They didn't run the ball. We had the best running back in the NFL, Frank Gore, at the time. They didn't run the ball. They put it in the hands of Alex Smith to take away the lead and not grind out the lead. And Alex Smith couldn't get it.
You're talking about the game right when me and you thought it was going to be
Giants and Patriots.
No, when we thought it was going to be 49ers Patriots.
No, Niners and Patriots. I mean, Niners and Patriots. That's what I'm saying. We were there because we were there, right? And Alex Smith was. Jim Harbaugh put it in the hands of Alex Smith, but you can't do that when you know that you have a lead and you're grinding it out. It was not when you have the best running back in the NFL. This is the same exact scenario where they're grinding it out. You have the best running back, one of the best running backs in the NFL. You have the lead, you have control, and you absolutely says, I want to put it in the hands of my quarterback, not the hands of my entire offense who has grinded out games before and won. There's games that go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm saying we're spending a long time on one game. All we got to do is take a reminder from this game and from the Super Bowl last year. When you have a lead against an offense that can score, run the ball, play good defense, milk. It happened in the Super Bowl. It happened in this game on Saturday.
Yep, it's happened everywhere. So now that you've learned, again, I hold Andy Reid to the same status as Marvin Lewis. He does not get a pass from me. He has shown that he can't manage a game late. So no, this can't go down again. So with that said,
let's talk about the Rams and the Falcons. This game, a lot of people thought the Rams' high-powered offense was going to be able to do something with this against the Falcons' defense. Jared Goff looked like a first-year playoff quarterback.
Well, you're right, but here's the problem. Okay, do you know when I knew that the Falcons were going to win this game?
When the score was 14-0?
No. When Julio Jones scored a touchdown. That's something that he's barely been able to do all season.
And let's talk about that. Let's talk about that touchdown play. For some reason, out there was very slick. It looked like they were playing on a slip and slide.
Yeah, the field in LA is shitty.
When Matt Ryan dropped back the pass, you seen his foot slide back about 5 feet.
Oh yeah,
it was the ultimate loft pass. It was one of those loft passes where you just tap X in fucking Madden and it just goes wee. And Julio Jones was just like, "Oh, is this for me?" Touchdown. I'm like, "Yep, it's done."
Yep, that was a wrap. When for those who are watching that are Falcons fans, you know that Julio Jones has only scored 3 touchdowns the entire season, the entirety of the season. And Matt Ryan has thrown like 28 touchdowns this year, and only 3 of them went to Julio Jones. That explains to you the entirety of the Atlanta Falcons season.
Now let me put a precursor out there because timing-wise, because of how much time we spent on the Chiefs game, these are the topics. But remember, we do have a show tonight. We can cover up everything.
Okay, fine. But listen, real quick, Jared Goff, 24 for 45, 259, 1 touchdown. That's the reason why they lost the game. They put the games in the hand of a second-year quarterback and not in the hands of their experienced running back, Todd Gurley, and that's a recipe for disaster. So you got exactly what you deserved, LA.
So now we're going to move on to probably the defensive slugfest of the year, the Buffalo Bills and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, was this a defensive slugfest, or is Blake Bortles just really that bad?
Bruh.
Oh, okay, Blake Bortles was overthrowing and underthrowing people all fucking day, and the Jaguars still won.
Dude, it was cold yesterday, and it was cold. It was cold.
That's not a fucking excuse, buddy.
It was a bit chilly here in Florida. You know, just not used to the conditions. I mean, there was probably snow somewhere, not in Florida, but somewhere.
So the temperature in Alaska affected Blake Bortles this Sunday. Okay, I watched this whole game, and until the third quarter, neither team had passed the 50-yard line.
Oh, bruh. We did say this was going to be a defensive struggle. We didn't lie, right?
All I'm going to say right now, right here in this moment, and you can quote this for the future to come. Neither the Bills or Jacksonville look like a playoff team.
No. Hey, but hey, here's some stats. You want to see these stats, sir?
Oh God.
Tyrod Taylor, 17
got
to
knocked
37.
The fuck out.
Yes, he did.
The fuck out.
17 to 37, but that was to his benefit, not his detriment, because the score was 17. I mean, he had 17 to 37 and 134 yards and a pick. LaShawn McCoy, who was allegedly limping around before the game, had 19 carries for 75 yards and was their leading receiver with 6 catches for 44 yards.
No, LaShawn McCoy had LaShawn McCoy day, and you quit drawing on yourself.
I'm sorry. I'm salivating over the fact that this was bullshit. Oh, this is one of those Rex Ryan, Bill Belichick's games. They're like, good. Real quick. Blake Bortles, 12 of 23, 87 yards. Blake Bortles, 10 carries for 88 yards, was their leading rusher. I don't even want to talk about this fucking game anymore.
Okay. So I just want to put this out there. Tony Romo, when Tyrod Taylor got hurt, Tony Romo said, this is where Doug Peterman can become a legend. This is where he can make the drive of his life. And what's the first thing Doug Peterman does when Tony Romo says that? He does the most Tony Romo thing in the world and throws a fucking interception.
On the first play. But it's messed up if it wasn't a penalty. When he came back on, he was about to do that back-to-back shit. He got Peterman going back-to-back. Peterman, he going back-to-back picks.
So now we got Buffalo beating we got the Jacksonville Jaguars beating the Buffalo Bills 10-3. It wasn't exciting. So the last game on the agenda was probably the best game of the weekend if it wasn't for the Chiefs and Titans. We had the Carolina Panthers taking on the New Orleans Saints. Now, right now, when I say this, I've got to admit me and Mr. Black were wrong. Both of those games during the regular season. So this wasn't a rubber match. And at the end, the Saints beat the Carolina Panthers 3 games this year.
Yeah, well, get them brooms out, baby. Sweep. Hey, this is also something that we called too. Remember, I had my change of heart. After we talked about it, I said New Orleans was going to win this game, and you thought Ted Ginn Jr. was still on the fucking Panthers. He's on the Saints. Oh well, then there you go.
Because Drew Brees had the big 50-yard touchdown.
Jeez, hey, Drew Brees, he had a Drew Brees game. Drew Brees is back, and I think this is what they've been preparing this whole time. Because Alvin Kamara only had 10 carries for 23 yards. This game belonged to Drew Brees. This is what it was.
The one thing I want to bring in question, yes, Drew Brees had a great game. Tyrod Taylor get knocked the fuck out. Yep. We've seen a similar situation with Cam Newton in this game. Yes. And for some reason, they let Cam Newton come back and play.
I saw the meme on there. That says, Cam, do you know where you are? These hoes ain't loyal? Close enough. Okay. All right.
Get on out there, boy.
We're going out there. Oh, man.
Now this goes to show that Cam Newton is treated differently from every other quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah. Well, Cam Newton is the only black quarterback that's built like Brett Favre. And it's a thing. Like, He gets hits, and he caught some serious hits. The last one was worse, horrible one, worst one that I've ever seen. And I don't know, bro. Like, at some point, when are you going to protect Cam Newton? At some point.
Honestly, at this point in time, I don't think they ever will.
Well, that's bad. That's bad, and they need to figure something out because I can't even call it, bro. I can't even remotely begin to fathom what goes through Cam Newton's head every time he takes hit like that. He looks over at Ron Rivera and just like, what the fuck? That's what I do. I look at Ron Rivera, I look at the coach, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what is really going on in your fucking head that you got this man out there practically committing genocide? You know, he's willing to, you know, so I don't know.
I'm not the biggest Cam Newton fan, but I do realize he does get treated differently than other running quarterbacks, and it's not a good thing because it's going to shorten his career. Probably the next 3 years, he'll be done.
Yeah, he's going to end up with a shortened career like Moon or Montana did because he took some really rough shots.
So now let's preview so now let's look at what we have on deck for the NFL playoffs. Next Saturday, we have the Atlanta Falcons, the Eagles.
Falcons and Eagles. We'll talk about that game a little bit more in depth. We have a team that is on a upswing, and then we have another team that is barely struggling to win games because they don't have this.
But they're still winning.
So the question that we're going to ask the people, and we're going to debate, me and Big Sin are going to debate this week, is a top 5 defense able to stop a top 5 offense? That's because that's exactly on deck.
Then on Saturday we have the Tennessee Titans after their miraculous win in Kansas City, traveling to Foxborough Stadium to take on the New England Patriots.
Hey, Phil.
Yeah.
Do you know what happened the last time the Titans played the Patriots when it was snowing?
Wasn't that the game that Tom Brady threw 6 touchdowns in the snow in?
7.
Oh, yeah,
yes,
7.
That's correct. So we're gonna debate that, but not probably much. So
next on deck we got the game. Now we said the Steelers did not want the Jaguars to win. So hopefully the same Jaguars that showed up in the regular season show up to Pittsburgh this Sunday to prove our point, right?
It was cold. It was cold, okay? It was cold somewhere.
It's going to be colder. It's going to be colder in Pittsburgh.
It was cold. That's why Blake Bortles struggled. Just like the dude from Seinfeld was like, I was in the pool. Exactly. That's exactly what happened.
Well, here's are you calling Blake Bortles a shriveled up penis? Is that what you're calling Blake Bortles?
I will not confirm or deny that statement.
Anyway, and the last game of the playoff slate for next weekend will probably be the best game of the weekend. You got the New Orleans Saints at the Minnesota Vikings.
Ooh.
And I really want to talk Vikings over this week, so we're not going to get into that right now.
Ooh, that's going to be a matchup right there, boy. That's the game of the week. That need to be on prime time. All
right, so what we're going to do a rapid fire NBA sports scores from the weekend.
Yes.
And knock this video out because we only got and I got to get to work.
How much time we got?
5 minutes.
Okay. Well, we'll just talk about the Sunday's game and we'll talk about the news. We said Lonzo Ball is back. So is his daddy. Daddy was running his mouth, talking about that the Lakers don't want to play.
All he does is run his mouth.
That the Lakers don't want to play for Luke Walton. The Lakers said, "Go fuck yourself," and decided to beat all on the worst team in the NBA, the Atlanta Hawks, 132-113. 8 LA Lakers were in double digits. And I think that talk is now dead. Anyways,
then we got the Portland Trailblazers narrowly defeating the San Antonio Spurs 111-110.
Which is something that I did look at that game, watch that game. That was actually a pretty good game. The Spurs rested a couple people The Blazers are hurting right now, and they still were able to pull off that game. So shout out to the Portland Trail Blazers. So then we had the Suns in a surprise beating the Thunder after Westbrook. He dropped like 37 points in this game, something like that. Got a triple-double, had a Westbrook game, and then you get stomped by 14 points to the Phoenix Suns, the worst team in the Western Conference.
Oklahoma City. This big three thing, if you want it to work, you have to beat the teams who are shit.
All right, yeah, so he scored 26. Oh, but here was the problem, though. He had 6 turnovers. And so did Paul George. He had 5. And their bench didn't do a goddamn thing. Meanwhile, Devin Booker's been nothing but fantastic, and Ty Warren has been nothing but fantastic, too. Or TJ Warren. Okay, so we had 2 more games on deck waiting for my screen.
We had the New York Knicks defeating the Dallas Mavericks 100-96. The Knicks keep on their whatever roll they're on.
Yeah, they look like an NBA playoff team for sure.
And then we have the Miami Heat defeating the Utah Jazz, surprisingly.
Well, which I think this. So the Utah Jazz's biggest defensive pop is that they can stop driving point guards. The thing is that the Heat don't have a driving point guard, so they just dominated the game from the outside and let Whiteside do his thing, and that's how you win a game, ladies and gentlemen. So now we're going to go into some NHL. Just a quick rundown of some NHL scores. We had a lot of games in NHL this week, so I'll quickly go through them. Islanders beat the New Jersey Devils 5-4, and that game was in New York, in Long Island. The Philadelphia Flyers beating the Buffalo Sabres 4-1. The Capitals beating the St. Louis Blues 4-3. The Chicago Blackhawks beating the Edmonton Oilers 4-1. The Winnipeg Jets beating the San Jose Sharks 4-1. The Carolina Blue Jackets, the Columbus Blue Jackets beating the Florida Panthers 3-2. Montreal beating Vancouver 5-2. Tampa Bay putting the mollywop on the Detroit Red Wings 5-2. Pittsburgh and Boston in an OT shootout. Pittsburgh pulls it off 6-5. And the Vegas Golden Knights beating the New York Rangers 2-1 at home at the T-Mobile Arena, ladies and gentlemen. And the Knights keep on rolling.
So I'm going to preface this by saying tonight we had one more topic, which was the Patriots fallout. I don't think there's a fallout. Everybody else does. But
well, it's not necessarily
we'll get into that tonight.
It's not a fallout. We just had some statements from everybody, and we're going to talk about those statements and debate them. That's all we're going to do.
Yeah, we'll talk about those tonight. So, Mr. Black, you got anything else to share?
Yeah, since we're running short on time, I just got to let you guys know that if you like what you see and you want to keep watching the show, we have multiple outlets for you to do that. Of course, the primary one is YouTube. So if you're watching this on YouTube, YouTubers out there, I'm watching you and I'm looking at you. I want you to go ahead and subscribe to the show. You point it to the left, point down, hit the subscribe button. And when you hit that subscribe button, you're going to see the best that Sinful Black Entertainment has to offer. This is more so than sports. We also have video game replays. We even have random funny games that we played, just like Big Sin did this weekend with his daughter, which I thought was pretty awesome. Also, we have Facebook where you can like our page, follow our page, and you'll see the shows come from me and Mr. Sin. We share those directly to the Simple Black Entertainment page. And Mr. Sin, tell them how they can follow the Simple Black page. That way they can make sure that when we do these videos and they come live, they immediately get it right to their phone or their PC.
Well then, if you're watching this video after it's recorded, look to the bottom right-hand side. You'll see the 2 little demons, the same little demons in my logo, right next where it says anything else. If that button is big of it, that means the asses are burning. Go ahead and click it. Take the heat off them. With that being said, you can also, like Mr. Black said, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, anywhere. But if you look it up on the Sinful Black Entertainment page on Facebook, that is our main homepage on there. Look up Sinful Black Entertainment on YouTube. You'll find this channel. And coming soon, me and Mr. Black are working on some things so we can stop fucking with this Google Hangout shit. If you've seen on the page this weekend, me and my daughter did 2 of those stupid try not to laugh challenge things. Just working on some software here. But yeah, You looking for content? We got the content.
Yeah. You won't be bored watching our channel. I promise you that.
So with that being said, we are Sinful Black Entertainment. This is Ovatyme Sports. That is over there on Facebook, right here on YouTube. That is Hollywood J Black.
Yes, sir. You know how we do around these times. It's wonderful doing the show with you, and you know we're going to see you tonight.
So we are out this bitch.
Deuces.
Deuces. Deuces. Deuces.